Hello and welcome to PEP, which stands for Passion, Empowerment, and Perseverance. I'm your host, Graham Salinger, founder and president of Salinger Coaching Solutions. We empower people and empower success through one-on-one coaching and teamwork exercises in coaching and training. I am joined today by Karak Mayakol, who is a social worker by profession and the founder of DR Foundation for Rehabilitation and Development Association, which is based out of South Sudan and also has programming in Sudan and Uganda. DRDA has helped transform the lives of thousands of women through economic, social, and political empowerment, as well as peace building and conflict resolution, human rights advocacy, and adult literacy. Other programs that DRDA is involved in include peace building with conflict-affected youth. Through Karak's activities with the DRDA, a 36-hectare farm school was established for women cooperative farmers within South Sudan in 2010. Karak also formerly served as the country director of the Sudanese chapter of Women for Women International, and in that capacity founded a 90-hectare commercial farm in South Sudan, which served over 9,000 women survivors of the war. In 2004, Karak's work was recognized when she won the Van Heuven, and I'm going to pronounce this wrong, I already know it, but the Van Heuven Goodheart International Award, an award that is given to individuals for their efforts in fighting the difficulties associated with refugee life, while at the same time inspiring other refugees to live their lives to the fullest. It should also be noted that I'm a board member of the DARE Foundation American branch. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Right. So I read your biography, and it's very impressive. But I want to get into sort of your story, right? As a coach, the work that I do, a lot of it is around storytelling, and your bio on the paper, I want to bring it to life. So can you walk us through your journey of starting the foundation?
Oh yes, sorry. Thank you, Graham. Thank you for having me today. And it is one of the things I like to share my story. It's not because of me, it is because it helps other people to have hope and help other people who think that life has ended or they can try again or give it another try. Um, yeah, I was born and raised in the war-torn country, which is Sudan. And it is a difficult time because I was born during the war and I grew up in the war and I ended up working in the same country where I call myself a survivor. The reason I call myself a survivor and later I transform it to be not a survivor but a victory. I am a victory, not a victim anymore because I have learned a lot. Living in the IDP's camp, which is the internal displaced camp, that place is not for human. It's not for human being to live in. I don't know if you have seen some of the IDP's camp videos around the internet. You will see what I'm talking about. The place is just desert and not safe, no water, nothing. Uh, the basic human needs are missing, and nobody cared about us because our government, which is the Khartoum government by then, they don't want to recognize that there is war or there is genocide inside Sudan by then. This is between 87 and 90 until 2004, people were suffering. So this is a long time people went through tough life. And that tough life, it, it has two ways. Either you become a good person or you become a bad person. You have two choices. When I say bad person, those young children in my age by then, they become street children, street girl, drugs, alcoholic, everything, thief, doing bad things. I choose the different road. It was tough and not easy, but I insisted and I resist because I thought it is the only way, because I thought about light and darkness. So I need to go through the light, not through the darkness. So that's when I resisted to give up and to follow the bad road. And that's what I got encouragement from some good people that what I'm doing is the right thing to follow education. So I went to school not because my mom and my dad, they were happy to take me to school, but I want to go to school. I want to go with people who love school. And from there, I learned something good with the school or good with the education. And I start teaching people and I start volunteering in the IDP primary schools as a teacher
Mhm.
until I was recognized that I am a good citizen, I'm a good human being, that I can do something for my other fellow human being. And from there, the recognition is going up and up and up until we ended up with other women, which I narrated in my founding story, that I become a human rights indirect way. I did not choose to be a human right, but the situation put me to fight for others. And I found it. That is my passion. That's the way I supposed to do my thing to feel good. So in the IDPs camp where we are living, there is no job. The only job is women taking care of families. And the way they take care of families is to cook alcohol and
Mm.
sell the alcohol. And the police, because Sudan is ruled by Sharia law, the police will come every weekend. Like they come Friday, Saturday, Sunday to arrest people so that you sleep. And then Monday, while you're in prison, now they jail you. They put you in jail for 2 years, 3 years. For it depends on the crime you committed. So this happened. The lady who is my neighbor, Rebecca, she have 3 kids, and she just delivered 2 days ago a new baby, and now the police is taking her to jail. And
Mm.
that's when I show up and I say, no, it is not her who cooked the alcohol, it was me. I thought they will see me different and they will say no or they will leave me. But I just volunteered on behalf of Rebecca because I have seen her children and the newborn, how he will be in prison. He's going to die, and Rebecca's children who are remaining alone, they are going to die too. So me, I don't have children. By then I was 17 years and I was young. So I volunteered to go on her behalf, just simple like that. And the children whom I used to teach, they ran after the truck and they assured the police that I am a teacher and who will teach them tomorrow. And I didn't know that small voice of that boy who is 10 years old could free me. And that's what happened. I was released. I did not enter the prison and I was released, and I can't believe it up to today. What happened? It's just a miracle. So that's what made me strong and believing in my ability that I could bring a change to my community. And that's when I took the responsibility of being a human rights activist and also founding this organization, using it as a tool of bringing the women together and become not slaves and not victims. They realize that they have potential, that they can survive this war and the hardship. So that's how their foundation came up, and I become human rights activist.
Thank you. I mean, so you were going through these hardships and seeing its impacts on other people. You were an educator, and so you're already doing things to help. And sort of it all sort of came together. Um, so you said you were 17 when you were a teacher, and you had that moment with your neighbor. What was it? Were you when the foundation was started? Like, how old were you? Like, how long after that incident that you described? Like, how long were you doing other work before the foundation really came to what it is now?
Right. It took me like 2 years alone, teaching the women using the broken door we got from the garbage place. It was
Hmm.
white, and I was wondering, telling the women what I have seen in the prison compound. I have seen horrible things. There's so many police who are raping women, who are torturing children and beating them. And I
Mm-hmm.
told them because of alcohol, because of things the government they don't like, let us stop them. Let's do something different. And they say, what can we do? We don't know how to read and write. Then I said, I will teach you. So we went to the garbage place. We got a broken door, which was white, and we got a charcoal, not a chalk. We don't have chalk. I used the charcoal to teach the women. I used their voice to go knock some doors in the city talking about this women group and their situation. And then I didn't know that the community leaders, they were realizing my activities until the IRC came in, which is the International Rescue Committee. They came in and they interviewed me like what you are doing with me. And they found my group, the women group were ready to go. So they created this project called WIT, Women in Development. It was created based on my women group, and this group is this project continued for 1 year. IRC was knocked out by the government of Sudan that have problem with America by then, 2000. So it took me like 2 to 3 years struggling alone. So the IRC like empowered me. They said we are going to invest in you because we have seen you can help your own community. So they invested really on me, they trained me, they built my capacity, and I was believing in myself that the knowledge I'm getting from them, I'm going to utilize it. And that's how IRC handed the whole program to the DR Foundation.
Okay, thank you. I mean, you've talked already so much about the challenges, not just that you face, but that your community and your country is facing. So if you think about those challenges, and as somebody who works with empowering other women and others in your community, what do you feel like you have learned from those experiences that have sort of helped push you to be more successful?
So I learned, Graham, that we humans, we were born into this world. It is not easy. It is not going to be smooth. There is bump, there is up and down. So we need to prepare ourselves to face them. We take them peacefully, walk around them, or we surrender to them. When we surrender to the problem, then we are done, we finish. You will hear somebody say, I am finished. Then that means you already submitted yourself to a problem. Do not submit yourself to a problem. Try your level best to resist the problem. Resisting, I mean, is to find ways to solve the problem or be part of the solution. If you don't solve it all, be part of it. Mobilize the resource around you to solve the problem. So what I learned from the refugees camp, which is the IDPs camp, I just found myself alone. When I found myself alone, I managed to mobilize the resource within that camp. Who are they? The women, the children, the people who believe on my vision. And that's how I managed to lead them. So it is us who can create the problem. The same time we get the solution. Because everything, for me, everything have a solution.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I see myself. And so those challenges, when they came to me, I know that we are already slaves in this camp because we were locked, no in, no out. But we find our own way as human beings because we have the brain. God created us with everything. We have them. So let us utilize them to free ourselves. And that's what I was doing. I was doing the nature which I was created. I have my brain, I am smart, I know I can walk, I can overcome this. If not, I will find a way of somebody to help me overcome this challenge.
Thank you. And I think my next question is going to build on that. As a coach, I work with my clients on helping identify their passion, help them sort of work towards their purpose. And I work a lot with perseverance and working through those challenges. So the things you described at like an intellectual level make perfect sense, but at the human level sound really hard, right? So what gave you the strength to follow and persevere through those difficulties when you have the choice of giving in versus pushing forward? What gave you that strength?
I realized that when you are doing the right, you get support. When you do the right thing, you get way, door will open for you. People will support you. People will buy your idea. But when you follow the wrong thing or do the wrong, there is no one support the wrong. So I thought I was doing the right thing. And that right thing gave me the strength to push, to keep pushing, because I knew I am on the right path. But I am still in the tunnel But I know I will see the light tomorrow if I keep pushing. I don't want to give up. I need to keep pushing. I know I am in the tunnel. I knew it. It took me years to be under the tunnel, under the darkness. But I know I am going to come out and I will see the light. And that hope, that gave me hope. I have hope. I have faith that I'm not going to die today. I'm not going to fall today. That I will go and I will get a hand who will push me or who will lift me up. And that's what gave me strength. The hope that I will see the light tomorrow. Like when we sleep at night, nobody know that I will wake up tomorrow until you wake up. Then you know that I woke up. Exactly the same thing. When we sleep, we go into a different world. We don't know what is going on around us until we wake up. And when we wake up, we thank the goodness that we wake up from the deep sleeping. The same thing. I have hope that the situation I am in, I am going to come out one day. And that gave me the strength that there is a solution for my problem.
Thank you. And you, in your introduction, you sort of talked about how some people choose sort of more of the darkness, right? And I'm thinking of the conflicts of context of war and conflict and the government's role. I'm sure that at some point in your work there has been pushed back. You talk about pushing through, right? There's been pushback. So how have you been able how have you been able to empower yourself and others to sort of resist people who are resistant to the change that you're seeking?
Correct. I have been arrested maybe more than 11 times.
Mm.
Whenever I am arrested, they end up releasing me after some days, 3 or 4, after torturing me that I am hiding something, that maybe I'm going to tell them something. But I don't have anything. I keep saying the same thing. And that's why I survived the jail all this time. And also, whenever I am arrested, I learn something new, that leaders before me, the success leaders before me, they went through the same thing. Everybody in this world doing the right thing face challenges. And the wrong thing they do is when you submit or surrender, you give up because you are intimidated by somebody who is wrong. I need to know why you are doing this to me, because what I'm doing is not wrong. When I don't get the answer I hope from that person, then he is wrong or she is wrong. Then I keep pushing, because somewhere, someday, somebody will say she is right. She is right. Open the door for her. So that's what makes me strong and empowering others. Even when I moved to South Sudan, a country where women have no right, where women are seen as property, are tools to be used, to be sold. Women are the wealth of their families. So when I came as an educated person, after 30 years locked, South Sudan locked for the 3 decades of war. And when somebody like me come as a new person, they see you different. They accuse me, the husband of those women accuse me that I am coming to make their women rebels. The women whom we bought with 100 cows, the women whom we bought to produce as children. Why you are coming with your Western world curriculum, with the Western world knowledge? So 2 years for them to understand me and trust me. After that, I brought in the women themselves who believe in me, who trust me that I am doing the right thing. I am not doing wrong thing. I'm not coming to separate women from their houses or from their families or from their men or to cause divorces. No, I'm coming to unite you as a family and make you strong by empowering the head of the family, which I call the woman. The woman in my country is the head of the family, not the man, because a woman is the one bringing food, no matter what. She don't have a job. She's the one feeding the family. She's the one caring for the family. So if I empower that woman, she's going to empower or change her life and change her family life, and people start respecting her.
Thank you. Yeah, you talked about the word empowerment, and I sort of read in your bio a number of the programs that DRDA does. But can you sort of walk our viewers through what exactly are the programs that DRDA is doing that's empowering women and others?
Yes, empowerment was something new, especially for South Sudan and Uganda. The word empowerment is something new, and the word gender is something new, and gender was so dangerous. So
Mm,
we hide the gender word under empowerment. So the empowerment become as umbrella, and we carry inside that umbrella the gender and human rights and women rights under that umbrella of empowerment. And then when people ask us, when we go to the government or anybody come to ask us and see our curriculum, they would see empowerment. What empowerment means is to empower that woman by teaching her tools, by giving her tools to create a job for herself, even though she is not educated. Empowerment is not for educated people. It is for those who are not educated too. So those who are not educated, who say that we cannot do any job, is the people who we empower. We tell them you are okay, even though you did not go to the school. You are going to learn how to read and write. We provide adult literacy. So we recruit the women first. We bring them and recruit them by interviewing them. What is your name? What do you like to do in your life? What can you do even though you don't go to the school? And then from there, we empower them by teaching them for 6 months, making them believing in themselves that they are human and they can do things. So that's when we call active citizen. So we make you an active citizen. From that, when you graduate, that means you are participating in your community, in your family, in your society. You are not just a tool. You are going to do something. So we provide many different programs, adult education, numeracy. So we ask the women after graduate from empowerment classes, because empowerment classes is a combination of many, many subjects, human rights, women rights, um, other classes of making them, sharing with them stories of success women, success leaders around the world, and then telling them about how they can lead their families. Leadership, we teach them also leadership. We coach them to love themselves. We touch how do you call it, reproductive health too, how they can keep themselves clean, they can space the children, they can take care of themselves hygienic. All that, it is part of women empowerment or empowerment. So empowerment, we divide it into two when we talk about it. We talk about the high level for the people who went to school before, but they are not empowered. There are people who are graduate from university, but not yet empowered too, unless they go through experience of the world or experience of getting another job and fall and get up, falling and get up learning. Those people, we call them, they are already empowered. But then we have this level which we empower them from zero, that they don't believe on themselves, that they can do something. People who say, because I didn't go to the school, I am useless.
mm,
And then we tell her, no, you're wrong. You are not useless. You are very important figure in the community, in your family, in among the women. Then we will tell you or show you how you will realize that you are important. So this is a different curriculum. And that's how women end up forming their group, which is them leadership. They form 5 groups and then 3 leaders among those women to lead themselves. Now we are out. We are just like consultant to them,
mm.
because they know what they are doing to other women who are not empowered.
Thank you. Yeah. So what I'm hearing you say is that it's sort of a dual, not just giving them the skills and the education and the learning, but also sort of a mindset shift so that they
Yes,
can think about how to deal with sort of the challenges of living in a war zone that you've talked about.
correct, correct.
Okay. Awesome. Um, and you mentioned earlier that you don't view yourself using the word survivor. Um, and I want to talk about that because I know that oftentimes I think in the West and in other places we hear about, we read about conflict and war, or we see it on television, and we always, we feel sympathetic and we feel sorry for people. But what would you want people to understand about survivors of war?
Survivors of war, like why I don't want to call myself a survivor,
Hmm.
because survivor, when I say I'm a war survivor, it victimized me again.
Mm.
It reminds me the torture, the war, the color of the bullet, the blood. But when I say I'm a victor, I'm a winner, I'm a hero, it makes me overcome that memory of that. And that's what I don't want people see me as a victim of war. I want people see me as a victor, as a hero who passed through that difficult life without dying. That's the difference. So when I was living in the IDP's camp, yes, I was a survivor. I survived with many things, not only war. We survived with the animals on the road, not to eat us. We survived with hunger. We survived mosquitoes from the malaria.
Mm.
We survive with thirsty, no water to drink until we start drinking our own urine to survive. So not only war, so the war pushes us to survive many, many other dangerous things. But that's why I see myself, I'm a hero and I'm a victor, not a victim anymore, because I want other people not to see themselves as a war survivor. Make me, oh, I'm a war survivor, come help me. I need help because I am a war survivor. No, I need to help others in different ways, not to
Hmm.
feel like they always need help mentally. The war, because when you are sick, you expect help from other people. When you are war in the war, you expect other, like I am against UN or against World Food, because what they did, they keep the mentality of many Africans to rely on them. They are not self-reliant anymore. The men in my country, they are playing dominant because World Food will bring food. And that is not okay. For how long? We need to we need to be war survivors only for 3 months, not 6 months.
Hmm.
Give me tools, let me feel I'm somebody doing something for myself. Not you to keep helping me because I am a war survivor. No, the war, I'm not nothing is broken my bone. So I'm still good. I can do something. Just teach me to take care of myself. That's why I'm not agreeing with those international humanitarian who keep feeding people whom are refugees in some countries. Let them, like one meet, I was in a meeting with World Food somewhere, and then I said, the food you buy, it can buy tractors, it can buy tools. Give these people tools. The land is there. They are going to use it forever. But you keep bringing food every day, every 3 months. And now people become slaves in their mentality.
Mm.
You're slaving them. This is slavery. You are doing everything for them, which is wrong. That's why we are different from other organizations. When what we do as GR Foundation, we empower you. We make sure you stand on your own and you can help your neighbor. Forget about you are war survivor or war victim. Forget it. It happened yesterday, but today is a different story.
Mm.
That's why I'm different. I'm not a
Mhm.
war survivor anymore. I overcome that because I resisted that ideology, and I am ready to teach other people how they can overcome that torture, that trauma, and move on as heroes.
Thank you. Yeah, um I think that's really important for people like in the West to think about, like rethinking how those dynamics play out. Like I think you're sort of asking people to reimagine war in terms of how when things like that happen and there is so much need, like how do we make sure that we are helping our neighbors and helping ourselves, and that we are the resource, not depending on other people.
Right. Or
Great.
not the part of making a disaster to other people.
Hmm. Thank you.
not to be part of the war somewhere or hunger somewhere.
Sure. And I'm going to read you a quote that I don't know it's from a couple years ago, but I think it's probably related to this actual topic. And it's from an award. It's from an award that you received in 2019. And you said, "So if you want to bring peace in my country, I'll give you a different option. I would ask you to be a mediator. Put me and my enemy together. Bring peace. Let me and my enemy find out the solution." And I think that quote stuck out to me because I'm biased because I'm a mediator by profession. But I'm wondering how you came to that understanding of what it would take to bring lasting peace to your home.
Yes, that is very good question. Now, if I have a problem in my house and an outsider will come to my house, try to bring peace with his own ideas, without knowing the roots of the causes of the problem, without me being part of that peace, me and my enemy, or me with the other party, we should be in the same table discussing with the third party, with the mediator, telling the mediator where we had the problem, where we disagree. This is where we disagree. How can we solve that? How can we be part of that solution? Because if we become part of the solution, then we solve it, not somebody solve it for us. We need the ownership to own the problem and to own the solution. The ownership will judge me tomorrow if I come back again and say, you are my enemy. No, yesterday we talked about the same issue together and we reached the peace together. Why you again bringing this up? Because I was part of it. Nobody talked on my behalf. I was talking it. So that's why I say that whoever bring peace from their country, from another subject, or from another scenario, trying to duplicate it in my country, no peace will come unless the citizen of South Sudan be part of it. The government, the youth, the children, everybody should be part of the peace negotiation. Let everybody speak out, open their mouths, say anything you want to say, record it down, analyze it, come back again and say, this is what you said. Oh, you guys, this is what you said yesterday, not me. It is you who said this. Now, which one we remove and which one we keep? Again, the same people who was part of that problem, they are the one to remove and to keep whatever they want to keep in the negotiation table until we reach the peace agreement. And this is why we are not reaching the peace agreement, because it is only top people with outsider, and that's why there is no peace in South Sudan, because the food is cooked somewhere and brought ready for people to eat. We don't know the ingredient in that food. Who cooked the food? How it was cooked? It was ready. Here your peace, or force somebody to have peace. It is not okay to force me to have peace with you, Graham. You can't force me to have peace with you, or someone force me to have peace with somebody. No, it has to come from me, inside me. And you have to come with the tools. A mediator should come with the tools to bring the peace out of me. You play different role as a coach, as a peace, or as a mediator, so that you bring that thing inside me. So that I don't say it was because of Graham, that's why I accepted this peace. No, I need to agree with what come out from me. And then the mediator, like a mirror, reflecting the good thing we have spoke, the connection, the relationship, the intermarriages in South Sudan. There are so many good things connect this country together. But because they are not part of it, and that's why the peace and stability will never come, because the food of peace is cooked in the neighbor house and bring ready by the mediator. And now the mediator, because everything become business, money, the mediator will sit and say, peace in Sudan. That is not a peace. Because South Sudanese themselves, They were not part in the kitchen. They will never be in that kitchen where the peas in that book cooked.
Thank you. As we think about how to create solutions, and you basically have said that solutions come from the people who are facing the challenges and need the solutions the most. So can you talk about sort of the success stories that you see from DRDA? What are some successes that the foundation and you have experienced over the years?
Right. So like when I came to South Sudan in 2005, 2006, it was so hard for me, for the community to accept me. It took me 2 years, but I played two roles. I am a citizen of South Sudan. I speak different languages in that area, and that the cat was good because no translation. There is no translation. There is no second hand. Everything was direct from me to them. So clear. I came clean. I did not beat the bush. I went straight. When you are working with a close community who have no idea who you are, what you are bringing, you may be a danger. A community who is just coming out from war, everybody have a gun. Everybody, 7 years old have a gun just next to you. So it is a dangerous environment. So I had to be neutral, very clean, very true on what I am doing. So what I did, I brought in the community leaders to love me and to trust me because I need their security. Again, I brought in the women, the widows, and the older women, not the young ones, the older women. And I empower them and they understood me and loved me. And that's how I managed to enter the community. Now, the issue came how to get a land. I'm going to give you the example, how I use the mediation issue. So the community, we are looking for land. I told them, I'm not going to buy a land completely. I can't buy because what I'm bringing is for you, for your benefit, for your community benefit. So I can't buy a land from you. I need a land where my women or the women can access without any problem. Now, because they know they will not give me a beautiful land or a free land without problem, they point the 90 acres land, you hear about it. It is a place where every tribe bring their cows. They fight for that land. Every year people die. So they say, if you could take that land and stop the fighting, then you take that land, wherever year you want. So I say, okay. But they warn me, they say this land have an issue. I said, don't worry. Have issues with who? They gave me the names of the tribes who have issues. I went there, invited them. There were about 40 community leaders. I invited them. I talked to them like an outreach, introducing myself to them, my program to them. They listened to it. And I said, I'm bringing peace. And when they heard that I'm bringing peace, they were wondering how. I said, watch me. Give me that land. It is a big land. When they gave it to me, I fence it all. Have one gate. I put water, the hand pump water in, and put one outside. One for the community so that they don't come in. And the inside for the use of the women inside. That's one solution. I divided the water. I brought water, but divided it. I gave the community their borehole outside and our borehole inside. Nobody should come inside anymore. I recruit the community leaders from all the tribe are fighting to be the security guard of the land. Each tribe have one man in that committee. And whenever they come with problem, because we already signed the lease agreement, 99 years with these community leaders, the 40, we read for them what the agreement say. The land owned by women. Nobody should bring a cow here. Nobody should come and fight here because the women now are going to do good thing better than fighting, better than you killing yourself here. So it took us like 3 months to educate the entire community until we make them understood. I thought I was a very good mediator. because I did not come like I am the winner. No, I gave them their problem, I pointed out, and I gave them the solution, and I gave them the tools. And I was just watching them playing their roles, and they succeed. We signed the agreement for 99, and now nobody fight in that land because it's owned by women. And the women are from all these tribes who are fighting.
Yeah,
and become mediators too.
Right. So it's sort of you model sort of the expectation in terms of what peaceful behavior looks like, and it just sort of ripples out.
Yes.
That scenario that you described, because you were saying that they were sort of warring tribes, and you thought, okay, I'll just bring people together. That's that sounds like, I mean, that it's just you have such like fearlessness, and I'm just like, where does that come from? Your ability to just sort of look at situations that other people might be sort of afraid of dealing with, and you just like are ready to enter them. Where do you think that fearlessness comes from?
So I went through peace building and conflict resolution and peace reconciliation with Desmond Tutu in South Africa. So I have learned a lot from that in Cape Town, 2009. I have learned a lot, and I have gathered some tools to use in my work. So I bring people who are fighting together and let them solve their problem and give them tools for a long-term solution. Like when we brought the farming, we brought the animal rearing, we brought the seed, we fenced it, we brought water, we recruit the women to be active. It was not there, it was something new to the community. They appreciate that, and they were proud of the document. They were proud of the program. It's not like when I started, because they told me many organizations before you, they came, took our pictures, and went there and wrote about us and never come back. I said, watch me. That's what I was saying. Watch me. I did not say I will do that, I will do that. No, I was not telling them my plan. I just say, watch me, I am different. Watch me, I am different. Action. My action was speaking loud.
What are some lessons that you would hope other countries would have learned from both the war in Sudan and South Sudan, and also from the peace efforts?
So we need to accept the problem, that we are part of the problem, and that we are the same people who should be part of the solution. And also, I need to let the world know, the international community who are trying to help other countries to have peace. Let these people bring their peace by themselves, but help them with the resource, help them mobilize the resource, help them with a good environment, not the same environment. Take them somewhere to reflect and to see themselves as brothers and sisters or one people. So bring the change differently, but you cannot bring the peace, or you cannot bring them together when they don't know they are the problem. They need to know and admit that we are the problem. South Sudanese people, for example, or Sudan, they need to accept, the Sudan people, they need to accept that they mistreated the Black people. They mistreated the non-Muslim. They try to Arabize the whole country. They try to Islamize the whole country. They need to accept all this. That's why I say, you guys, Arab are victims, we are victims, because we don't know why we are fighting. If we don't accept why we are fighting, or we don't know, then we will keep fighting. People have wrong ideology, wrong concept in the religion concept. When we come to the religion, it is totally taken wrong. Like why we rule the country based on religion. At the same time, religion is a relationship between individual and their God. Why you need to rule the whole people with your religion? Why? That is the big problem here. Confused. People are so confused. South Sudanese are so confused and they feel the pride of tribe. My tribe is better than your tribe. My tribe is better than your tribe. Don't marry our daughter this way. Marry her this way. We need, so these are all contributed to be hit. And now the problem will keep going and going because people are not changing. They are not accepting the change.
So what do you think it would take to have people accept the change?
It is like you, because when you are in problem, you don't see it. You don't feel you are the problem, and you don't want to accept it too. But somebody will come to me and say, hey, look here, this is the problem here. Point it for me. And you, this is the solution I see. If you participate and bring more energy in this solution, so I need somebody to make me pay attention to things I'm not paying attention to. Because when people are busy with war, they are not paying attention to the solution. So they have the solution, but they will beat the bush that if they keep fighting, the fighting will bring peace. Nothing. There is no problem. There is no solution with the problem. You can't solve problem with problem. You solve a problem with a solution, something opposite. Peace and problem or peace and war are opposite, very opposite. So we need to bring the opposite side of the war so that they see it. They don't see it. People, when they're angry, they don't see they're wrong. Wait for them to calm down and then come and help them to realize that they are the problem for themselves.
Yeah. So with all that, having been said, what is your greatest hope for the people of South Sudan and Sudan moving forward?
My greatest help or hope as a daughter and somebody who was born and raised in the war-torn country, I'm a great example for the two countries. Like when I founded the foundation, our vision is talking loud. My vision, I see, because I lived it in a society where we were seen different because of our religion, because of our color, because of our belief. We are always different. People treat us differently. That's how I grew up. So the vision I was seeing is to see all the human beings equal. So that's why when I moved to South Sudan, I moved to a different state, not my state. My state is Upper Nile, where my mother and my father came from. They are from Upper Nile region. But I came to Lake State region, to Bahr al-Ghazal region, to work there. When people ask me why, I said, because I'm a South Sudanese, full stop. I am a South Sudanese, meaning I wanted unity. I need unity. I don't need segregation. I don't need racism. I don't need to see people different. Even in the north, even the DR Foundation, we accommodate the women from Arab. It's not only for the South Sudanese, no. It's not only for the war victim. It's not only for the war survivors. It's for everyone. When we talk about empowerment or talk about program for women, it is not only the people who are affected by war. It is for everyone. Like in Uganda. Uganda is not in war. It's now 50 years having stability. They have peace, but they are living in poverty. There is a huge poverty where women are very poor, zero. And now we are working there because there is another poverty. There is a big marginalization among women and young people. So the foundation vision is for everyone. It should be a great example to everybody that unity, peace, stability is our slogan.
Right. It's not just peace is the absence of war and conflict. It's that stability part that you're talking about. Thank you. Yeah, just lastly, I'm sure that my viewers, having listened to your story and this work, would be interested in knowing what ways they can support the DR Foundation. So what are some ways that people can support the work that the foundation is doing?
So we have different ways. If somebody wants to pay money or donate money, there is a website. And we can get support through connection, networking with other people. Some individuals connect us with people whom they know. It is about somebody knows somebody. And also we can get support by volunteering. People can volunteer their time, whether here in the US or in Africa, they are welcome. And also we can get support through partnership and through donors. So these are different ways of support.
Okay. Is there anything about your experience or your story or their foundation that you didn't share that you'd like to say?
Um, my story was cut off. It is just I was worried about my being a human rights activist and also the founder of the foundation, which is the humanitarian work.
Mhm.
I was wondering if the government of Africa or the government in Africa will mess up the two things, which are different,
Mm,
very different. I do human rights as individual level. I found it DR, but DR is an organization led by many people. That's why we call it organization in the field of humanitarian. So these are different things. In my human rights work, I face it so many difficult problems and so many challenges, but I managed to overcome them, being brave and being neutral. I said, their foundation is something separated from Karak. I am Karak. So this is where the confusion come in Africa, because Africa leaders, they think the organization is me, which is
mm,
not me. I'm not the art. I founded it, but the vision is led by many people. But I am a human rights activist. If you found me talking about human rights, it's not the art, it is Karak. So this is what I try to differentiate from uh, from from being in the field of human rights, because it brings a lot of confusion between my work as a human rights and the humanitarian work through GR Foundation. But now it's clear to so many people that it's not connected. They are different.
okay. So is there anything that you want to say about I sort of mostly just talked about the foundation work, or you did. Is there anything you want to say about your human rights activism as well?
Yes, like I said, I started being a human rights activist long ago, and I didn't know how to do it because I don't want to see any human being in pain,
Mm,
and I don't want to see other human being mistreated because of color or because of gender or because of other things. So it started in my country when, in my country, I'm going to be very honest and frank. In my country, Sudan, girls are circumcised. But because of my culture, we don't believe in circumcision for girls. So when we go to the field and play, the playground, so we were mistreated by my age mate,
mhm,
and I hated that. I didn't like it. I was about 7 or 8, 7, going in my late 7 years, going to 8, and that's when my mom thought about doing circumcising us, me and my sister.
mm.
It is painful until today. I don't like it. So that's my right was taken away. It is my right. And that's when I start fighting for human rights, to other human rights. And I started very, very young,
Mhm.
fighting for human rights. My father, I fought for him not to be killed. For us, whenever the police or the army people would come and abduct my father, I ran after him and he would be released because of me crying after him. So I start fighting until I reach fighting for women and also fighting for girls and fighting the FGM, which is the female mutilation, whatever, gender something. So I fight it to not to
I
be
think it's
practiced.
female genital mutilation is what
Yes, I start fighting for it not to be done for any girl because it's horrific. It's not good. It is through your life you feel the pain. You have
Mm,
it until you die. So I start fighting it through GR2 awareness, giving awareness to the women, to the mothers, to the women themselves because they are the one practicing it. So that's my field of human rights grow until I went to York University to study the human right until we started studying the whole human right and all the laws of human rights. The I forgot them. They all ran away from my head. So anyway, when I was in York, I learned a lot about human rights, and I know that I was right. The only problem is when you are frontline as a human rights defender, nobody rescue you quickly.
Hmm.
The international human rights system, they don't come quick and rescue you. That's where I have the problem. All the human rights activists, all the human rights defenders who are frontline are victims. They are killed, but no justice for them.
Yeah, I mean, you sort of mentioned that risk that you take by defending other people's rights. And so you do so many different things, both as Karak and both sort of directing the foundation. Bringing all of those things together, what would you say is your like overall sort of life's purpose?
Yeah, it is a risk, and that's why it's not everybody playing that role. But somebody, it is a decision. It is something in you, like you choose to be a coach because you want to empower others to live their life better. The same thing, we have different passion and different way of doing things. I need to do it this way by fighting for these people. So I encourage people to be human rights. I want it, many people. And that's when we educate others why we call ourselves human rights. And I wish everybody should be a human rights activist. Everybody, every human being, government, everything, even politicians, they should know about human rights because they are human themselves. Why you allow yourself to torture another human being? Yet you know you not conquer this world. You will go. You will leave this world tomorrow. You don't know even when you will die. Nobody know. Nobody have the key that I have my life key. I know I'm not going to die. Nobody, that's a lie. So when we know that our life even no guarantee, why you allow to do wrong thing to other people? So we need to educate people. I think it is just evil. When we have the evil heart, it makes you blind. So if we remove that blindfolded thing by educating, like the coaching you're doing is part. I know you touched about peace, and peace is human right because every human being deserves to have peace. Every human being deserves to live in security. And when you have the security, you have peace and you have stability. So why don't we offer it? Why? What I like from people like you is to go to those countries who don't have democracy, who are implementing evil to their people. For example, the young people in South Sudan, the new generation, we rescue them by educating them. Peace, language, human rights language, and that's how we will overcome and changing the system slowly, slowly.
All right. That is a good note to end on. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.